Which reminds me of something. I almost sent a tweet to Rob because last week's Lost Mirror Moments podcast had his reference to the characters in The Wizard of Oz that mirror the characters in Lost. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was such a great mirror moment because I couldn't agree more. He went through, Kate being Dorothy and Sawyer being the Scarecrow. I just thought that was such a good mirror moment. I meant to tell him that.
Oh, well, I think he's in the chat, so.
Yeah, that's why since he's in the chat, I'll have to let him know that was a really good one.
You have very dedicated followers.
We do. We have great followers. We have some people that stay in the chat the whole time and are there every single one. And that's a great intro to Rob, who is in the chat, who has a question for you that Michelle's going to read to you.
Okay, great.
There's a couple.
Okay. So Rob in the chat, and Ms. Wright, I only have the one question because I'm not in the chat.
Okay, then I'll read the other one.
Okay, should I read the one in the email first, or you'll read your other one?
Read the fun one first.
That's the one I don't have.
Oh, that's the one you don't have? Okay. Okay, then I'll read the fun one first. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Now, Rob is a very big fan of Kate. In fact, his Twitter name is Lost Heart to Kate.
Okay.
And he just loves the character Kate. So he wanted us to ask you that next time you bump into Evangeline Lilly, if you could please ask her or tell her that he hopes that she's taking good care of his heart.
Oh. I will tell him when. I don't know when I will see her next, but I will certainly pass that along.
That's great.
I'm sure Rob will appreciate that.
Yeah, that's very kind. I mean, look, I'm sure I know all actors react differently, but most of the actors I know are appreciative when fans and audience members react as strongly as they do sometimes, mm-hmm. and connect as much as they do to us and our work. It means that we're doing something right.
Yeah, well, you definitely are. You definitely are. There's another question that Rob had, a little more serious, and again, this is in your opinion. You definitely doesn't have to be canon, just your opinion.
Okay.
But in your opinion, was Ethan truly a bad guy, or was he just forced to do bad things in order to survive?
Well, as I think you guys heard me say earlier, I'm not sure what bad he did that we even saw.
True.
I mean, you guys, look, you guys remember the show, I know, a lot better than I do. You're not going to offend me. Tell me what you think Rob might have in mind specifically. I know everyone has the general impression of Ethan being that way, but what do you think he might have in mind specifically that Ethan could be charged with? Because it may very well be that I'm forgetting something. Did he do something on screen?
Yeah.
What?
He beats up Jack pretty bad.
But as I said, who starts that fight?
You did say, if you don't stop following me, I'm going to kill one of them.
Right. And did you not hear any of the survivors ever say anything less than pleasant to one another?
True.
Well, he almost shot Locke in season 5 opener.
Yes.
Well, and at the same time, you guys have to remember, he didn't know who Locke was. At that point, Locke could very well have been an intruder. The sort of people they were dealing with, they were understandably on guard.
Right.
That's true. Good point.
You don't have to convince me. I know that.
I'm not. I'm willing to be convinced. I mean, I've had this standard line of defense with Ethan. We started playing. Now, as an actor, I kind of need to have that. But if you guys can help me remember, or if not help me remember, if you guys can point out something that Ethan did on screen that was particularly damnable, then I would. Then I'll try and answer Rob's question in light of that. But otherwise, no, I don't think Ethan was a bad guy. As I pointed out, we saw several of the survivors do things that were pretty horrendous. You know, Hurley didn't do anything terribly awful, and Jack didn't do anything terribly awful. But to the best of my recollection, the rest of the characters did things that weren't so wonderful.